So yeah, delay tech, right? You wanted to, you were asking kind of what it is. Basically, it's an option select, which option select means that it's one set of inputs that will be two different scenarios based on what your opponent does, right? It's timing based. Don't worry too much if you don't care about the terminology. I'm just kind of giving you the basic here. But the idea behind delay tech is that, say for example, there's a very common situation of Galleon walks up and close L's me, right? She is +4 on block. From here, there are a couple of different things that she can do that I can't really react to. I am kind of guessing here a little bit, right? Namely, Galleon can do close L, and then she can just, smack me, right? Like close L, close M, or close L, close H as a frame trap. Not a great one for Galleon, so close H is slow, but you can like do this into a smack, or she can do this into a throw, right? And some people will tell you the throw tech window is reactable. It isn't. It's 16 frames. Especially with other mental stack on you, you're not reacting to this. People don't, like, 16 is beyond the pale, I think. It's, like, 16 is beyond the pale if we're talking about, like, full screen, no mental stack. Maybe some people, maybe like a handful of people on the planet are reacting in 16 frames. Here, where you're actually worrying about all these different things, you're not reacting to this. Right? So, basically, Galleon can do close L into smack, or close L into throw, and I can't tell which one's happening. So I have to guess. However, one thing that does help us with that 16 frame throw tech window is that you'll notice the close M here hits me significantly earlier than the throw tech window ends, right? So what ends up happening is, what if you're a Tekken player though? Tekken players get hit by like 25 frame snake edges, man. If you're a Tekken player, you're even more cooked. So like, because of that timing difference, what I can do basically is, on a delay, when I see Galleon do this, right? On a delay, I just down back for a bit, and then I hit either 2L or I hit any strike button, right? But usually 2L because it's the safest. So I do, on a delay, I either hit 2L or I hit throw, however you want, because you can tech, if I have Galleon throw me here, right? I can tech this with a throw button, or I can tech it with a strike button, right? It's a different tech. We'll talk about the nuances of that later. Don't worry about it too much. So yeah, when Galleon does close L, I down back for a bit, and then I hit whatever button I want to tech with, right? And if she hits me, if she frame traps me, I'll block it. And if she, we can do this. Let me show you a good example of this. Recordings. If she frame traps me, I'll block it, and if she throws me, I'll tech it, right? So it beats both strike and throw, and it takes the guessing game out of there. Of course, there's counterplay to this too, but it's one of the most powerful kind of option selects that you have in this video game, right? Especially because of how the fact that you don't even have to necessarily tech with the throw button. Dummy action recording settings. Let's record to slot 1 real quick. So now here she's gonna do that right away, right? So now here, if I mash, she'll kill me, right? And now we have her do a random playback between slot 1 and 2. And I think now she should do one or the other. Yeah, there you go, right? So again, what I can do basically is I can down back for a second, and then I can hit a button, right? I've had her accidentally. I'm delaying my throw a little bit more than I should, so the delay tech here now has to be very slow, but the idea still stands, right? I can like hit, you see I'm hitting lights on a big delay. You can see in the input reader, I am hitting it. But essentially what happens, right, is if she strikes, I'll block it, and if she throws, I get no escape because my natural delay tech timing is actually being blown up by the thing I recorded. Don't worry about it. But the idea is, again, that if I delay it enough, right, I can block the light and tech the throw. It actually is. I have set up a timing that is actually blowing up my very own. I've set up an anti-me timing. Hold on, let me re-record this because it's actually kicking my ass. One sec. I'm being exposed. I need to do it a little quicker. There you go. That should be fun. I promise you, what I'm saying is still accurate. If you know what I'm talking about with delay tech, you know what I mean when I say I've set up something that explicitly kills me, right? I've set up like the timing that Galleon is doing that throw on is really rough for how I delay tech. But there you go. Doing it a little bit faster, you can see now, right? Again, essentially what I'm doing is I'm hitting light on a delay, and if she hits me, I'm blocking it, and if she throws me, I'm teching it, and I don't even have to like look at the screen necessarily, right? I can like look away because I don't care at all what Galleon is doing. I'm doing this on like just a baseline timing in my own head from when the close L happens, right? And I tech the throw, and I block the strike. I think I fucked it up right there. But you get the idea. So that is what delay teching is. right? Worth noting, you could theoretically do this with jump or backdash. Yep, yeah, you can do it with backdash, especially against regular throw. If someone walks up and throws you, right? Backdash will get you a full... What the... Oh, he's still doing random recordings. Selected slot. Right? And backdash will get you a full punish on if you do it as a hard read on a throw, right? So backdash is very high risk, but high rewards. You straight up get, like, whatever your... A lot of the times, whatever your best combo is here, right? At the very least, you'll almost always, even if you're a little late, you'll almost always be able to back throw them and reverse the situation, right? Can you plink the grab input for greater success? You don't really need to, because you have a 16 frame window to do it, right? So again, it's not reactable, but you're not going to miss it accidentally. The window for the throw break is 16 frames, so the odds that you miss it are quite low. Like, you can if you want, but it really is not necessary. Like, if you're delay teching, it's just gonna work every time, basically, right? I mean, isn't delay jump backdash because throw protection? Yeah, I mean, well, not even, well, backdash is only frame 3 airborne, right? But yeah, jump is frame 1. Still works. I mean, to avoid the red tech. Yeah, so, I mean, okay, so, does this make sense, right, so far? Like, just generally what delay tech is, right? You down back for a bit, and then you hit a button, however you want to tech, right? You can do it like this, you can do it like this. You could also, yeah, theoretically do it with backdash or jump, right? Riskier options, but you can. Yeah, this is like, and basically what it does, if they strike, if they strike, you'll block it, and if they throw, you'll tech it, right? There is nuance in the techs. The red tech, you'll notice, I take some damage, and I'm -6. The white tech, we're even on block, and I don't take damage, and there's more space between us. So, this is just a better tech, right? The white tech, as in the one where you hit the throw button here, is just a better tech. So why would you ever do this? Well, the reason is because what happens on whiff. This 2L is a significantly safer button to whiff like this than a throw. You'll notice throw is 32 frames total. So say, for example, Galleon walks up. She, like, walks up and does this, right? I put on a big old delay, yeah. She's on a big delay. So if I throw, I'm -15 here. What does 15 mean? Galleon can do a far H and kill me, right? Whereas, if she backdashes then I do that, right? Not only, depending on the timing, I can hit her out of it, right? Depending on the timing of when, even mid-backdash, I can sometimes hit her out of it and maybe even get a combo. But a lot of the times, even then, like, on whiff, I'm going to be, even if I do whiff, like that, I'm -4, right? So it's very safe. It's very, very safe. So, basically, this, while it's true that the white tech is better, right, the throw button itself is significantly riskier and significantly more vulnerable to shimmies, which people walking up to trying to bait your delay tech, right, or your throw in general. It's significantly more vulnerable to this. Now, there is a way to blow up the 2L, right, and that is if she just walks up and does like a delayed close H, right. And I'm putting way too much stank on it. A little bit less delay than that, right? Like if she just does a close H like this, and I 2L, right? Then it kills me. Because again, counter hit close H. This is where characters get like this is even more risky than getting shimmied the other way. Because this is like genuinely every character's best starter, pretty much, is that counter hit close H, right? Like this is even like if she just like shimmied and got a non-counter hit far H on me, right? Like, this is significantly, like, whatever she's gonna do from here is gonna be significantly less damage than the counter hit close H. So, like, again, the 2L is lower reward, or lower risk, until suddenly it's very much not, right? Until suddenly it's significantly higher risk. So there's ways to blow someone up for doing either of these. So the real answer is, as you get better at the video game, as you want to be a little bit more, a little bit less predictable, is you want to start mixing it up, right? Because the timing between a 2L and a throw is different. Because yes, you can, as you can see right here. Let me try to time it. It's kind of hard, but it can work. There you go. You can counter hit a throw with this close H as well, right? But it's like a 3-frame difference, right? It's a 3-frame difference between when you want your close H to land to beat a throw versus a 2L. And that difference in timing will make all the difference. If you're trying to catch a 2L, you're probably going to get no escape with this back throw, right? So you really want to mix it up as a defender. You want to be doing both of them, ideally. Doing one is better than none, and if you're going to do one, default to this, because it's just safer in general, until people are, like, more aware, right? So default to the 2L tech, in my opinion. But eventually, you want to be doing both. Sometimes you delay tech with this, sometimes you do this, and then eventually, you want to also be mixing up your timings as well, right? Like, not only is it, am I delay teching with 2L or throw, it's also, am I doing it right away, or after a really long delay? Or am I doing throw right away, or after a really long delay, or after, like, a middle delay, you know? You want to be unpredictable, because as soon as your opponent has your timing and has your tech, they will just kill you for it, right? Does this delay tech work only in the corner? No, there's nothing about it that's corner specific. It's where, most of the time, it's where you'll end up using it, but it works everywhere, right? It works everywhere. The only difference is in the mid-screen. A lot of the times, you know, you are, like, as you fight better players, you are taking on risk by delay teching like this, because you're no longer looking at the screen, right? You're just doing something. You're just doing something on a set timing. So if someone, you know, again, if someone catches you, it can be very risky, right? So it may only be worth taking that risk in the corner, where if you, you know, potentially if you want to get out of that situation as quick as possible, right? Though at the same time, in the corner, if you get counter at close H, you're going to die probably harder than anywhere else. So yeah, it works everywhere on the screen, right? There's nothing corner specific about it, right? Very same idea here. It's just, if Galleon is going to throw my ass, right? The throw tech window is the same, full screen or otherwise, right? Thank you so much for explaining it so well and in depth. I hope it makes sense. It is, like, if you don't, if the concept of, like, an option select or something like that is new to you, then this might be a little weird. But yes. And now, there are some characters, right? There are some characters. This is why having a good throw bait is something you might hear people talk about in terms of a strength of characters, right? Because I just talked all of this about how, you know, switching around, whether you're doing this tech or this tech, can be really helpful. There are some characters who have a throw bait that will just beat both of these options. Uno is probably the prototypical example of this in my head, right? Where Uno can, instead of doing, like, run up backdash or run up delay close H, Uno can do that, right? He has this little instant dive kick. And this dive kick, if you throw, he's airborne, so it'll whiff, and it's fast enough. You see it starts up in, like, 14 frames. It's fast enough that it is gonna catch my 2L in recovery as well, right? So Uno does not care at all for how you're teching, right? If you're doing this or this, right, and Uno just walks up and does that, it's gonna kick your ass regardless, basically, right? Like, whether you do that, you're gonna get counter hit out of the 2L, and if you throw, you're gonna die. Eustace JU, yes. Only with red grenade does it really matter, but yeah. It's if he has red grenade on you, then Eustace JU counts among this as well. Then Armaya we just fought. Narm has a move like this too. Her TK flip, right? There's a couple of really nice throw baits like this. I think Bub's Unisonic can work that way. Grimnir seal dashes, a whole bunch of stuff, right? So that's, if you ever wonder why people sometimes talk about, like, can Belial with Stomp? Belial's Stomp is a bit of a weird one. I think it can, but it also gets hit by some 2Ls. Because he's not that high up off the ground. Like, some non-low 2Ls might just hit his ass out of it, but it also is relatively slow startup is the other thing, I think, if I remember correctly. Belial's old JU. So sometimes 2Ls will recover in time to be safe, right? Because you can do this, but it's 26 frames, right? So a lot of the times, if people 2L, they're going to recover in time to block this as well. So it's still mostly only a bait for the throw button, by and large. Still having trouble finding stuff like this in training mode? Do you have any tips for that? Yeah, you don't find this in training modes. Character knowledge is not gained in training mode. It's gained by playing the video game, right? Let other people play their characters well and see how their options beat yours. You're not going to accidentally find something in training mode because you don't even know what you're looking for. You have to play the video game, encounter an option, be like, what the fuck? How does that work? And then go to training modes to solve that question for yourself, right? But training mode is not the place to learn about the game. Training mode is the place to come with your questions you got from playing the video game and answer them. But, like, encountering new knowledge is not gonna happen in training mode. 5L tech my goat, simply bonk him out. Yes, it's true. With a character like Uno, we're getting into the weeds. If you don't know what delay tech is, this is like, we're getting too far into the weeds. But yes, with things like this, if Uno is just gonna do that, right? If he is just going to, like, do his little instant dive kick fella, right? You can tech with 5L. I personally, against characters like this, I like teching with 2H, like delay tech with 2L with 2H, because you get, like, hella damage on these types of characters, depending on what your character's 2H conversions might look like, right? So I personally like delay teching with 2H. The reason I like 2H over 5L, right, is because if you're delay teching with 5L, you're not blocking low. So now you open yourself up to just run up 2L for most of the cast, right? Now you're just like, you just die to lows, and lows are unreactable, and just, you know, you will go to hell. So I don't like 5L tech. I like 2H tech, because you're still blocking low, right? And you can still get big reward and all of this. Is that really not... We can get a close end here, right? No, yeah, we can't. How unfortunate, man. Those Lariat buffs are a little funky sometimes. Yeah. I guess I'd have to do maybe both hits first. Actually, is that what I'm missing? Yeah. Oh, okay, it's both hits. That's what I'm missing. Yeah. I'm a silly guy. That's Lodiva specific stuff. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so I like 2H because you're still blocking low. Of course, then the weakness of the delay tech with 2H, right, is that 2H has a lot more recovery on whiff. So then you kind of regain the weakness of throw. Right? I usually hold down and then just let go for a brief moment to tech. I also just like it depending on the character, the far L will catch backdashes. Yep, sure. But there is again, you are still opening yourself up to just getting run up delay load basically, right? But yeah, so that is kind of like a somewhat like this kind of an overview of a lot of different concepts regarding delay tech in the video game. As like a starting point, again, on defense, do your best to delay tech. You can figure out, a basic timing for it by having a bot do like what I did for Galleon. Right? People can change their timings. But like what you want to try to beat is record a bot doing instant frame trap or instant throw, and try to beat instant throw. Like there's always gonna be a little bit of a delay, right? But instant throw like that kind of. Right? Have them do instant throw or instant frame trap on block, and try to block the frame trap and tech the throw, right? And that's the kind of if you have a timing that does that, then you're in a good space, right? There's counterplay to that, but it's a good place to start, right? On offense, if you suspect someone is delay teching, you should just be throwing people a lot, right? If every time you throw them, they tech it, every time you hit them, they block it, they are delay teching, right? Try to figure out what color of tech it is. Woo! Try to figure out what color of tech it is, and then if it's a white tech, run up backdash. If it's a red tech, delay, and then close H or close M or something like that, right? Recently, I broke into S. What should I work on first? Bless you, thank you. Honestly, in S rank, you don't have to worry. Delay teching will put you really far ahead of the curve in S rank. You probably have bigger problems, right? You probably have bigger problems than delay teching in S rank. It's good to know about, and if you can do it, it'll be very good. But like in S, I would say just focus more on making sure Yes, exactly. Making sure you're not mashing on wake up, right? Because a lot of players, I think, have a problem where they wake up and they mash and they die for it, right? Make sure you're not mashing on wake up. Make sure you're not DPing too much, right? Make sure to actually be using like brave counters and stuff like that, right? Brave counter is a very, very strong mechanic that a lot of lower ranked players just don't use at all, and that shit is Baroka, right? This right here. Oh, please, sir, I need you to brave counter. But he has no brave points. So true, bestie. It's more fundamental stuff. Right, this right here, like that shit's really good. If you really need out of the offense right now, just brave counter instead. Right, I'm pretty bad at brave countering. Yeah, like it's really like things like this are going to be much more impactful for you than delay teching right now, right? Because you're probably gonna have a hard time implementing delay tech, and also things like mashing on wake up or not brave counter are gonna get you killed way more. How do I bait a brave counter? Again, I don't worry about it too much, but every character except Lancelot can close L and then down back like this. If you just close L down back, you'll block it and you're +2, right? But again, we'll focus on doing it yourself first and then worry about actually baiting them later, right? But yeah, it is a guess, right? You close L, you down back, and if it works out, it works out. There are other there's more specific ways, but again, don't worry about it too much. You can't brave counter a throw either, so always keep that in mind. Why can't Lance? His 5L has too much recovery, and he doesn't have a close L. So Lance is the only character who can't just use his 5L or his close L and then down back like this. Cool, thanks. Yeah. And yeah, make sure you understand your own character as well, right? I think character knowledge is more so important in late S+, early S++, stuff like that. In S rank, make sure you know what your own character does. Make sure you understand your character's strengths, right? Are you playing a zoner? Are you playing a grappler? Are you what is your game plan? Where do you want to stand on the screen? Do you want to be far away from people? Do you want to be in their face, right? Trying to conceptually understand what your character is good at and bad at is also much, much more important than delay teching, By the time you get to S+, S++, I would start recommending, you know, working on that, but delay tech is probably not your primary thing to focus on, right? You want to make sure you get the fundamentals first, and delay tech is a fundamental, sure, but it's more of like an intermediate to like higher level fundamental, right? Yeah, anti-airing is also a good point, right? People are going to be jumping a lot in low ranks. Make sure you can anti-air. Make sure you have like at least a semi-decent anti-air combo. Like lower level fundamentals like this are going to be much more impactful to include in your game than delay tech right now. It's very insightful. I appreciate it. No problem, man. No problem. It's time to cream. We got to cream.